Hey everyone, and welcome back to Zero Escape 999, where last time we learned about the Red, the Dead, and some of the basic rules of this nonary game. Not nearly enough, and I'm still terrified of what's going to happen given we've already got one person dead. But we do have some information and we are feeling confident to go forward. However, today we have a choice. Which door do we want to go through? Door 4 or door 5? I think, given that I do really want to investigate that body, as horrifying as the imagery is, I need to know how the ninth man died, how his body exploded. I need to know. That's information that could be very helpful for us in the future, and also I need closure, I guess. The fact that the idea that there's a bomb in Junpei and everyone's bellies is terrifying. I need to investigate, as horrifying as it is. Hey, wait! Junpei's cry echoed across the room. The four people walking toward the door stopped and turned back toward him. I want to go through door 5 too. The words were scarcely out of his mouth when June spoke up. What? What are you saying, Junpei? If you're going through that door, then I'm going with you. He turned around to look at her. No, you can't. I can't take you with me. Why? Well, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that? I mean, it's... Junpei, it is kind of up to her, but... looking out for her is also respectable, but it's definitely a horrifying sight, so... And she did not react well. June opened her mouth as if to say something, but instead closed it again and looked at the floor. Junpei felt an ache in his chest at her clear distress, but the choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. Junpei turned away from June, doing his best to silence his turbulent emotions. Please, let me go into door 5. Seven scratched his head and looked at the young man. Man, now we're right back where we started, you know that? Junpei's bracelet number is 5, right? If we are going to add Junpei then, we must subtract 5 from the rest of us. Snake turned to Ace. Ace, please take good care of Clover. Oh, alright. That's fine. 1 plus 4 is 5. Don't go away! You need to listen to me, Clover. Go to door 4 with the others. No! Don't be so selfish. Snake's tone was harsh. Tears welled up in Clover's eyes. She bit her lip and did her best to fight them off. Snake's expression softened and he put his arms around Clover. He held her close and whispered into her ear. You'll be fine, just relax. It looked as though he whispered 2 or 3 more words, but whatever they were, Junpei didn't hear them. He couldn't help but wonder what the other man had said. Snake pulled back from his sister, his eyes kind and inquiring. Okay, I understand. Her voice was barely audible from where Junpei stood. Before long, new teams were assembled. Those going to door 5? 7, Snake, and Junpei. 7 plus 2 plus 5 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. Those going to door 4? Lotus, Santa, June, Ace, and Clover. 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 4 is 22. 2 plus 2 is 4. 7, Snake, and Junpei scanned their numbered bracelets in quick succession. The screen of the red showed 3 asterisks. Alright then, let's go. Junpei glanced around one last time, his hand resting over the lever of the red. Okay, please be careful. Concern was written plainly across her face. Junpei looked her in the eye and gave what he hoped was a reassuring nod. He pulled the lever. With the sharp clack of a lock releasing, the door swung open. Ahead of them, in the small hallway, were the pitiful remains of the ninth man. For a moment, Junpei froze. Try as he might, his eyes would not leave the corpse and his feet would not leave the floor. 7 too seemed paralyzed. Snake, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. He walked calmly down the bloody hallway and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following. Do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you? He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head was, at most, slightly cocked towards one shoulder. Junpei and Seven looked at one another, nodded, and threw themselves through the door. As they did, a cold tone sounded from the left wrists of all 3 men. Seven and Junpei looked down at their bracelets. On both of them, and on Snake's, a red skull had flickered to life. The detonator had begun its countdown. They had scarcely processed this information when... With a metallic slam, the numbered door behind them swung shut. Unless they could find the device that would deactivate the detonators on their wrists, they would not be leaving the hallway. Well, we better move then. Hey! Where's the dead? The fear and urgency in Seven's face reflected what all 3 of them felt. Junpei spun around, searching desperately for the dead. He found it easily enough. It was on the wall next to the closed door labeled 5. Found it! Right here! As he yelled, he struck the scanner with his hand. The other 2 scrambled to follow suit. As soon as they finished, Snake threw the lever down. Phew! Looks like they're all safe. It worked. Well, it looks like it stopped. As he spoke, Junpei wiped the sweat from his forehead with a trembling hand. Goddamn thing's gonna give me a heart attack! A muscle stood out in Seven's neck, and the corners of his mouth were twitching. Junpei, are you alright? Are you guys okay? They could hear anxious voices muffled but distinct from the other side of the door. Yeah, we're fine. The detonators have been deactivated. They heard relieved sighs, and even through the door the 3 men could feel the tension disperse. Alright, we're moving on. Be careful, okay? Okay. Sure thing. They heard footsteps moving away, and before long they were alone again. Junpei looked around. The hallway hit a dead end 20 or 30 feet from where they stood. I appreciate that they're not showing the corpse. Ugh. A thick iron wall blocked their way. Try as they might to force it, the wall refused to move. To the left, however, was a wooden door that looked positively inviting by comparison. In the middle of it was a plaque that read First Class. A first-class cabin, huh? Well, it seems like it. Let's have a look then, shall we? Without hesitation, Snake opened the door and stepped inside. Seven followed closely behind him. Junpei moved to follow them as well, but... He stopped, just short of the threshold, and looked back, not knowing why. Lying in the small hallway was a man's body, or at least what was left of it. He tried hard to avoid looking at the grisly scene, but it just wouldn't leave his mind. What had once been a man's internal organs now looked like so much like vomit. As though something had chewed up and spit out the better part of his torso. Please stop describing it! I know I said I wanted to come in to investigate, but God, why? It was hideous, but worse still, it was cruel. It was hard to believe the thing on the floor had once been human. The black pool of thick blood. The lumps of glistening flesh spread across the floor. The awkward, twisted tangle of shredded intestines. The head wrenched to some grotesque, unnatural position. The man's glasses lay next to his head. The lenses were cracked and the frame bent and distorted. Next to the glasses lay a bracelet, the number 9 still displayed on its face. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from this ship. 2, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. Suddenly, Junpei felt his stomach convulse and a knot of muscle gripped his throat. He clapped his hands over his mouth and ran to the first-class cabin. The atmosphere changed immediately. The room was gorgeous, and despite the apparent age of the ship, none the worse for wear. He looked around. Seven and Snake were nowhere to be seen. There were 2 doors on the right side of the room. He opened the one on his right and went through. On the other side of the door was a short hallway. He jogged down the hallway, opened the door at the other end, and peeked through. There they were, to his right, busy examining something. He stepped through the door and walked toward them. "What's up?" "Check this out. We found this thing here on the door." "The red light's on. Does that mean it's locked?" "So I would assume. Is there any other way out?" "We looked around a little. Other than this door, we didn't find anything." "So you're telling me that unless we can open this door..." "Yes." God, I keep getting confused on who's talking. "Yes, we won't be going anywhere." Junpei stepped away from the door and looked around the room. The room they were in looked like a bedroom. He figured the room he'd originally entered was the living room or whatever passed for one on a ship. "Alright, let's find a way to open this door. Come on, guys." And so we begin our second escape room. Let's see if we can figure this out. Alright then, so... starting out, the door is definitely locked, so probably not worth taking too close of a look at it. Let's take a look at the bed. Anything under the pillow? Yes! There is a score plate. Musical notes? Okay, interesting. It took Junpei by surprise. Snake, usually so calm and collected, suddenly began to move. He stared about the room almost frantically, clearly looking for something. No, Junpei thought, not staring. After all, he's blind. Blind or not, Snake was clearly attempting to do something. At last, Junpei could no longer contain his curiosity. "What are you doing?" Snake waited a moment before answering. "I heard something strange." "Something strange? Oh well, never mind. It doesn't seem to be anything suspicious. I don't wish to toot my own horn, but my auditory senses are considerably more advanced than those of most humans. I notice even the slightest of noises." "Right, are you gonna tell me you can hear a needle drop from a mile away?" "Ha, no, such a thing would be impossible. However, by listening to the sound of footsteps and breathing, as well as sound echoing off of the environment, I can locate most objects." "Oh yeah, that's right. When Clover fell on the big staircase a little while ago, you were at her side immediately. So that was... Yes, I could hear it happening. In fact, I can run quite fast, certainly as fast as you. And should someone attempt to start a fight with me, I am quite confident that I could defeat them." Junpei was somewhat taken aback by this revelation. He stared at Snake, skeptical. "You don't believe me, do you? Care to give me a try? I must warn you, you'll no doubt regret it." "Well, I suppose that's enough playing around. Let's resume our search, shall we?" With a small, self-satisfied smile, Snake turned and walked away from Junpei. So that's not even like a science fiction thing, and that's not even like, oh, if you have one of your senses missing, then you will naturally have like super senses in your other senses. No, to my understanding, I'm not blind, but I have spoken with people who have that experience. To my understanding, what happens is you just learn to rely on your other senses a lot more effectively than if you just relied on sight, which people who aren't blind just learn to rely on their sight. So the rest of us don't really develop enhanced senses of hearing because we don't train ourselves to use our ears as effectively. So I don't think anything he said is particularly unrealistic, which I like. They are doing a pretty good job with Snake so far. Okay, next up we've got this mirror over here. It's totally a table with a mirror. Oh yes, you know, that sort of thing is known as a vanity. Were you aware of that, Junpei? Of course, vanity also refers to self-love, conceit, and narcissism. As such, you could say that every day when a woman looks into one of these, she is staring at her own conceit and narcissism. That's a take. Doesn't that strike you as terribly sad? I think that's a take that I don't agree. I don't want to humor. We got a piano over here. Hello. And ooh, what's this? This isn't a score. Is this a map of the ship? A map? There's a map of the ship here? Yeah. Then I imagine it will prove very helpful. You'd best hold on to it, Junpei. Okay. Alright, we now have access to the map screen. The map screen can only be viewed during the story sections. It is entirely different in function from the bird's eye view mode. Well, in the map screen, you can examine a map of the ship's floor plan, which you will acquire over the course of the story. Touch down menu to open the menu. If you touch X map on the menu, you'll be taken to the map screen. While there, you can scroll around the floor plan with the control pad or the stylus. Touching the green parts of the floor plan will allow you to see the bird's eye view for that room. Alright, I actually kind of want to check that out real quick. But we don't, as I said, we don't have access to that for now. However, there is still a piano we can mess with. A piano keyboard. What is Snake doing? He can't play, can he? This piano, there's something amiss with the keys. You mean it's out of tune or something? No, not that. It's properly tuned just. Well, the sounds are clearly purposefully different. The C key doesn't yield a C, but rather a different note entirely. The same goes for the D keys. They play some other note. Huh, what do you think is like that? Isn't it painfully obvious? Zero modified it in some way. This piano, you see, is part of one of the puzzles Zero has set for us. Perhaps if we play the keys in the correct order, something will happen. In other words, we need to play a song on this piano. I believe so. Okay, we will have to come back to that later then. We don't know what song we're gonna play. A window. There's an iron plate nailed to it. Okay, nothing with the window. How about the table? Have we looked at the table? A white desk. Feels kind of fancy. Not much in this room. Let's check out this closet. Well, hello. A leather suitcase. There's nothing inside. I can tell by the weight, and it makes no noise when shaken. Look at you showing off. Down here we have another score plate for C. So we've got A note and C note. Okay. And up here we have a safe. This safe is locked. It's one of those dial locks. It doesn't have a key, we just need to get the dials in the right place and it'll open. Did you find anything, Seven? Nope. How about you, Snake? I also found nothing. Lovely. So we have a safe that we don't know the key for. Alright, let's go check out the rest of this area. We've got this room leading to the bathroom. Hello there, tub. The bathtub is full of water. Is there ash or something in this water? Looks kinda gray. Let's just pull the plug. No, hold on. Huh? Maybe we can, I don't know, use it for something? Use it for something? Maybe. Maybe the water's part of a puzzle? Testing. Hey, it's great to see you all here. I just flew in from New York and boy are my arms tired. Yes, thank you, I'll be here all week. Try the veal. That's not a mic, Seven. It's just a shower head. What? What the hell? He got so caught up in his fantasy of being a stand-up comedian. Well, the sink's clean. Any water? Nothing's coming out. We've got the faucet on all the way, but I can't hear anything. Okay, so probably even more important to keep that tub full until we've made use of the water. Was there anything else in this room? No, just this area. Okay, we've got... It's a light switch. Nothing happens when I press it. And we have this door leading back to the room we came into here through. What's this on the table? It's a heavy piece of paper that's been folded in half. It has score printed on the front of it. Score, that's gotta mean musical score. If that's true, then the score we just found was probably in here. At least at some point. Okay, so maybe we're gonna find the rest of the... Just keep finding the rest of these plates? Nope, same thing. Okay. The cover of a musical score is sitting on the table. Yes, we are. Thank you. Thank you for that. Is there something in the There is something in the fireplace. Huh? There's something in the back. Let's see if I can reach it. Just a little... God damn it, that's hot. You aren't real smart, are you? Come on, of course it's gonna be hot. It's a fire. Even a monkey knows it shouldn't stick its hand in a fire. A little mean, but also completely justified. What do we got? We've got over here this vase. Hey, Seven, look. It's a Martian and he looks pretty... What? Idiot. It's just a vase on a table. Well, I guess maybe it does look a little bit like an anemic Martian. What are you talking about? I get it. You're gonna use this vase, right? That's pretty clever, Junpei. We just gotta fill this thing with water. I suppose so, but also, yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. I feel like you're mocking me after the whole hand and fire incident. Anything over here? This is some sort of antique desk. Makes sense though, I guess. This whole room's full of antiques. You get a nice handful of cash for all the stuff in here. You thinking of selling the ship? Can't say I blame you. This place is gotta be expensive. Anything over here in... Okay, that goes back to the hallway. How about the closet? This is a suitcase made of leather the color of rich mahogany. Well, shoot. Looks like there's nothing in it. Okay, empty suitcase, lovely. And a score plate for note G. Okay, I think now all that's left is that last plate in the fireplace. So let's go get some water in that vase. Into the bathroom, fill you up. The bathtub's full of gross, cloudy water. All right, shouldn't be too hard to fill this vase up. Just dunk it in. Junpei, I'm concerned for your intelligence. Now, can we pull the plug? There's a plug on the end of this chain. All right, why don't we just drain this water? Yeah, good plan. All right, where's that thing? A good tug ought to be enough to get it out. Huh? Aha, a score plate. Good thing we drained it. Awesome. So I guess, yeah, just the one left, and we have the water for it, so... I think there's something in the back of the fireplace behind the fire. Right on, buddy, do it. Do what? Come on, it's not that hard to figure out. You seriously? Throw that shit on there. Okay, I'll take this out now. All right, I've got the vase. Oh, the vase got put away because I got the score plate. All right, time to put this fire out. About time, buddy. Let's do it. Here we go. Ha ha ha! Good job. Another success. That fire didn't stand a chance. Seven, you're being very, very dramatic about this. All right, I'll just pull this out now. Don't want to get burned, so let's pull down the sleeves. Now you learn to pull down your sleeves. Seriously though, I'm pretty sure Seven is mocking us after the fire incident. As Junpei tucked the plate into his pocket, Seven cried out and stumbled, his balance lost. He threw out a hand and caught the wall in time to steady himself and avoid the floor, but his face was flushed and he looked startled. You okay, Seven? Hey, Seven, what the hell was that? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I just felt a little dizzy, that's all. Seven rubbed a couple of fingers across his brow and then shook his head as if to clear it. What the hell's wrong with me? First memory loss, now I'm getting dizzy for no reason? Memory loss? Memory loss? Junpei couldn't hide the surprise in his voice. Seven, for his part, seemed unconcerned. Right, guess I haven't told you, have I? Told the rest of them, but that must have been before you showed up. Well, the long and short of it is that I don't remember jack from before I woke up here. Didn't realize I hadn't told you. Whoa, wait a minute. You're talking about amnesia, right? Yeah, I guess so. Well, why are you an amnesiac? What happened to you? Oh, Junpei, my god. Oh my god. If I knew that, I wouldn't really be one, would I? Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Junpei paused for a moment and stared at Seven. Are you telling the truth? Huh? Well, you look pretty calm for somebody who doesn't remember anything. If you really got amnesia, shouldn't you be, like, upset or confused or something? Well, sure, I mean, I was pretty confused when I woke up down on D-Deck, but that was a while ago. I've had some time to get used to it. Like 2 hours by this point, right? 2.5? Probably not 2.5. After a while, I figured it wasn't worth the trouble of worrying about it. After all, why worried about something I can't change? Well, people don't usually stay amnesiacs forever. I figured it'll work itself out eventually. That's it? Yes, Junpei. That makes perfect sense to me. That's it. Alright, that's enough talking for now. Let's get back to work. Seven gave Junpei the look the younger man wasn't sure how to interpret and turned to walk away. Somehow, though, Junpei didn't find his reassurances very reassuring. Junpei, I'm worried for you. Alright, can we do anything with the paper? No. Okay. In that case, let's head back to... Nope, not the closet. Let's head back to the other room. And now that we have, I assume, all of the note plates, should we try combining them? Nope, okay, combining does not work. Then let's just go right to the grand piano and see what we can do with this. A music stand. Seems as good a place as any to put this music we found. Just gotta put the ceramic plate on the bottom, and then stack the glass plates on top of it. Alright, good. Sweet, now I can play the music. Junpei, would you be so kind as to play the piano? I am unable to, you see. I'm sure I needn't tell you, but the keys on this piano are not what you might expect them to be. C won't be C, D won't be D, and so forth. You must listen carefully to determine which keys to strike. Do you understand? Yeah. Alright, let's give this a shot. Yeah, can't exactly read the sheet music if you're blind, and I don't imagine the sheet music is made of Braille. Okay, so that's the line. So there, no, okay. Gotta figure out how these notes are remapped. Oh, okay. Shit. Okay, so the first line is just 1, 2, 3, 4 in order. That's helpful. And then if I'm careful, I can compare the upper lines to the lower lines and figure this out a lot easier. So this will be 2, 1, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you might actually recognize this tune. I sure recognize it. That was my doorbell for years. And we're done. Music is not my forte. Wait, what was that noise? Junpei, we did it. Looks like it worked. I heard something unlock over by the exit. Let's go. Good plan. Stand. Bow. Be seated. Well, I guess he hasn't forgotten that. At least Snake thinks it's funny. Yes, I suppose that was the classroom bell, wasn't it? I don't imagine that's what Zero was thinking of, however. No, Zero almost certainly meant to suggest Westminster, not middle school. Westminster? The palace in London that plays host these days to the Houses of Parliament. You've heard of Big Ben, the famous clock tower, yes? Big Ben plays that very collection of notes on the hour. London. The capital of England, huh? At any rate, the door is now unlocked. Let's leave this place immediately. Alright, we have solved the puzzle, and we can get out of here. Next time on Zero Escape 999, we see what is through this door and further into the ship. I'll see everyone next time for that. Alright, let's go.